Hey friends, Pastor Bill Walden here with Build Up the Church. This is a devotional word for December 1st, 2024, and this is out of the book of 1 John chapter 2. In 1 John chapter 1, we saw that John spoke a lot about having relationship with God, about having not only a head knowledge of God, but a heart experience with God. He speaks a lot about that. He speaks in this 5-chapter book, epistle, this letter, a lot about having a love for God, and it's pointed to the fact of having a relationship with God. It's very true that if we love one thing, if we're loving it with all of our heart and in a good thing in a good way, there's not room in our heart for something else. If a man is married to his woman, all of his emotion and passion should go to her, not to somebody else. If he's loving someone else, there's not the measure and quality of passion and love and commitment left in his heart for his wife. And so the heart may be duplicitous at times, seeming to have love for two equal opposites, but in reality, if we're supposed to love God with all of our heart and we're loving this world, then we're not loving God the way that we should. And John deals with that here in 1 John chapter 2. Look at verse 15. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And so John describes the world. He's not speaking about the globe. He's not speaking about the earth as a planet. He's talking about the world system. Don't have a passionate love for the world system. And the word love there is that well-known Greek word agape. It's the same word that he uses in the Gospel of John chapter 3, for God so loved the world. God had such a perfect passion and a deep passion for humanity that he gave his only Son, that whoever would believe in Jesus will not perish but have everlasting life. And so John here is using that same word that he used to describe the love of God for humanity. He's using it for his readers and saying, don't have a master passion for the world system. Once again, not the planet, the mountains, the sea, the beaches, the deserts, that kind of thing, but the world system and the way that the world thinks, the way that humanity thinks apart from God. I'm going to paraphrase as I go along. I hope it's helpful. Do not have a master passion for this world system or the things in this world system. If anyone has a master passion and inappropriate love and affection for this world system, the love of the Father is not in him. And so in that sense, we cannot really be full of the love of the Father's love in us, if we are pouring out our love to the world system and everything that it ascribes value to and considers valuable and desirable. Verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. Now, this word lust is interesting. In English, we usually think of lust being applied to sexual lust, the desire for physical gratification through sexual relationships. But the word lust really means to have a passionate craving for something. A man might lust after power, or he might lust after money, or he might lust after position, or recognition, or the passions of the flesh. It just simply means to have a passionate craving for something. And so verse 16, revisiting that verse again with a little bit of a paraphrase, all the things that exist in this world system, all the things that the world places value on, inappropriate value on, a passionate craving for the gratification of the flesh. That could be through food, that could be through experiences, that could be through sex. Lust of the eyes, a passionate craving for possessions. So the first one is passion, the second one is possessions. To own things, materialism, to feel like you never have enough, and that next purchase or that next acquiring of some physical thing is going to satisfy you. Passionate craving of the flesh, passion. Passionate craving of the eyes, possession. And the pride of life, the passionate craving for position and influence. So It's passion, possessions, and position. None of those things are wrong in their place. The enjoyment of the flesh. God, it says in the book of Hebrews that God made the marriage bed honorable. So the enjoyment of intimacy between a husband and wife is not a bad thing. It's a God-ordained thing. Taken out of the context in which God placed it, it's a terrible thing. The lust of the eyes, it's not wrong to enjoy something. It's not wrong to enjoy, I'm a musician. I enjoy the guitars and the other musical instruments that I own, and I use them hopefully to glorify God, but also to enjoy music and just playing at home by myself or leading worship at church. Those things are not wrong in and of themselves to have unless I start worshiping them and focus my whole life around those things. Pride of life, it could be anything from a pompous, arrogant narcissist to being overly concerned and regularly concerned that when you walk into the room that people notice you. And so those things can all be good in a simple way. It's nice to be recognized and appreciated. But if that's all that you think about and it becomes a master passion of your life, then you don't have the love of the Father in you. If you're thinking constantly about gratifying your flesh and you just live to gratify your flesh, you don't have the love of the Father in you. If you think about acquiring more and more and more, then you don't have the love of the Father in you. You can't have a duplicitous heart in regards to loving God and loving this world system and the value that this world system places upon people and things and experiences. That kind of love, that kind of lust, that kind of craving is not from the Father, but it's from the world. And the world is passing away. There's another reason to not love the things of the world. You might enjoy them for a while, but they're going to come to an end. Loving God will never come to an end. The world is passing away, and the lust of it, the passionate cravings of it, they will end one day. But whoever does the will of God abides forever. Now let's revisit what John said in 1 John chapter 1. He talked about relationship. And really here he's presenting things that interrupt that relationship that a Christian should have with his Maker. It's like trading the best thing you can have for that which is infinitely lower and temporary. And so, Christian, enjoy the things that God has given you. Enjoy them in a fashion that he's designed for you to enjoy them in. Understand that they're temporary. Don't place them too high on your list of value. And don't let them steal your heart away from loving God. But if you do the will of God, you abide forever. So, some things to think about. Let's be careful with our lives. God bless you.